Hello and welcome to Connect. I am Michele Roehl and I am here today in Cedar Rapids at the ROC Center with Steve Wilson. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
End of your day. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. So Steve, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the Rock Center and some of the favorite aspects of the outreach and the ministry for Cedar Rapids?
Yeah. So, born and raised here in Cedar Rapids, and still reside here, and I have a family here, and all of that. And so, we've been involved in the Christian community here for many years. And 3 years ago, we started going to New City Church.
Yes.
And New City Church is a church that was a merger of two churches, Oak Hill Jackson and Cedar Rapids Family Church. And the building that we're in now, the Rock Center is in, was the Oak Hill Jackson church, the building. Yep.
And this is a historic building.
Yes, yeah. It's very interesting. At least back in the 60s, it was a Greek Orthodox church,
Oh, wow.
St. George Greek Orthodox, which is now over on Cottage Grove in Cedar Rapids. And interestingly enough as well, this really has been a hub of the African American community. And there's an interesting story around a small town called Buxton, Iowa, which was down by Ottumwa. And Buxton was a unique community where back in the late 1800s, the owner of Buxton, it was a coal mining company, brought up African American individuals to work in the mines. And that community was completely unsegregated. It was white teachers teaching blacks and black doctors, black lawyers. It was a very integrated community. And when that community kind of shut down when the mine left, a lot of those individuals moved up here to the Oak Hill Jackson neighborhood. Yeah, with that same desire to have that integrated life. And so here at the Rock Center, ROC stands for Renewing Our City. And so the desire was for Oak Hill Jackson when they merged was to come back here, have a presence in the Oak Hill community, and so thus was born the Rock Center as the community center. And I was asked then to kind of head up an advisory team and then to take on the role as the executive director.
And you guys got out and going when that derecho came.
Yes, yeah, as I was talking, kind of the best of times and the worst of times. It was the worst of times because of the derecho, but as a result of that, we were able to open up our doors to Mercy Chef and also Bridgehaven, who was using the lower end of the Rock Center, and that really got us known throughout the community. So.
Yeah, Mercy Chef was great. I came through and partook, and it was so neat to see how there was all that room in the parking lot and how they would set up, and then this lines of people that would come, and they would service so many in the community, and it was really neat. And then to see Bridgehaven, and they too would be servicing for the community, and just the familiar kids that would come and just be here every day and helping. So it was really such a warm feeling to see that on this corner in this community, and so accessible to so many.
Yeah. Yeah, it really opened up our doors, and I think we did somewhere between 60 and 70,000 meals out of here in that 10-day period. And then Bridgehaven asked, hey, can we use your lower end? And so they were down here for about 4 months. They had anticipated being down here a little bit longer, but the Lord opened up doors, and now they're in a new building, which was great timing because then we have some other organizations that are coming in as well.
Yeah, so tell us about a few of those organizations. I noticed them on the door.
Yeah, so we have one of the things that we want to do. We have 5 tracks, if you will. One is education, one is recreation, another is community, businesses, and then spiritual growth and development. And our community one is not only encouraging people to come in. For instance, we have a Monday night meal, which we were having earlier today, a Monday night meal where we invite community members just to come for a time of fellowship and prayer for one another and just discussing needs of the community. And we also then have we want to open up our doors and support organizations that are already doing things in the community. So that's why we opened the doors to Bridgehaven, just to support what they're doing. Upstairs, we have a group called Living Room Ministries, Living Room Women's Center, and Pam and her team, they work with women throughout the day. They're here 2 and 3 days a week, and then in the evening as well for some classes. They're doing some cooking classes and different things right now. Again, just a time of fellowship, and all of these things are around the Lord. We want individuals to come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, but we recognize as well that it's relational, and really developing relationships. So some of the other groups that we have here, Youth for Christ and the City Life program is here, which focuses more on the urban communities. Chains Interrupted will be starting here and doing a recovery group coming. And then also we have a group that works with Congolese immigrants, just helping them kind of navigate the things throughout the community.
They were hit really hard during the derecho.
Yes,
their apartment complex.
Yeah.
They were displaced.
Yeah, so that's Kinyange House, and George, he works with them. He just helps them navigate through a lot of the things that they have to hear. So those are just a few of the programs that we've got underway.
And a place for friends, did I read that?
A place for friends. I'm not.
No.
No. Now that I'm not exactly sure what that might be. That might be associated though with Pam and the Living Room Ministries.
The Living Room Ministries, yes. Okay.
Yes. And I wouldn't be surprised if they've reached out to us as well about that. So yeah.
I very much, when I was talking to you that first time, felt like it's a concierge service for the city.
Right, and that's really what we want to
you.
do. That's really what we want to do. We have a young individual, a young man that just recently finished up kind of an entrepreneurial program, and he's wanting to do food prep, but it's organic food. So he makes up these meals, and then he provides a subscription service, and he's going to be utilizing our kitchen space to do that. So kind of like a startup. And from there then we want to get the youth engaged, because he wants to teach some of those skills, cooking skills, knife skills, various things to the youth, and maybe do some catering or something out of here. So that's one of the things that we are looking forward to, is getting the funds to be able to upgrade the kitchen so that we can do some of those more commercial grade level things. Because that's one of the things that we want to do for the community, is identify what are the strengths in the community. With just the people on the streets, some might be woodworkers, some might be, and getting them engaged to help instruct youth, other people within the community, because there's so much that they have to offer.
Yes.
We don't want it to just be where we're coming into the community and saying, okay, here we are to do X, Y, Z.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of all the artisans that were called to build the tabernacle. And the woodworker, and the ones who, made the linen, and the goldsmiths. And it took all of them to create a place for the Lord to dwell. That's so neat. So I see garden boxes in your future.
Yes, garden boxes. We want to have a garden area. We have a daycare that's going to be utilizing some of the space here, starting up for a couple of years. Again, just a temporary housing for them while they build their own building. Yeah, and so that is one of the things that we are really working to do, is, as you say, that concierge service. I like to revert back to the Chick-fil-A motto. We didn't invent the chicken sandwich, we just made it better. We didn't invent Bridgehaven, we didn't invent City Life.
Sure.
But we want to help them do more of what they do. And that might be just simply Keys, I can't remember the name of them, but we provide free space here for them just to store some things. Because they hands clinic, they want to, yes, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, they just need a little extra storage space. So we allow them to be able to
and they
to do
help
that.
with giving medical needs to the community.
Yeah, free medical care to
to
the community. Yeah, His Hands Clinic. There we go. There we go. I want to make sure I get the name out. Yes, I know. I can see that. So yeah, it's doing those types of things, and just being, again, we do a food distribution. We've been doing that every other week out of here, and partnering with the 8 Days of Hope, and
So
and that to be able to
tell
do
me
some
about
of
your
those things.
volunteers and where you pull volunteers from.
Well, anywhere that we can get them, and that's my appeal. So I'm a volunteer. We have one paid staff individual, and she puts in she puts in more than what she's paid for, but some hours a week, and then we draw from. Right now, we're drawing from New City Church for a lot of our volunteers. But one of the messages that I want to get out is that this is not a New City Church thing. We are our own 501c3,
C3.
yeah, and we want it to be something that the community gets behind, and not just New City. And so we're working to we do a monthly worship night, and where we invite different worship groups from around the community to come. We have some nights where it's multiple people from multiple churches coming together and all playing together the same, playing instruments and singing together. Because we don't want this just to be a New City thing. We want this to be something that the community
Grasps onto.
gets behind,
Yeah.
and supports.
That's nice. That's interesting. So that is really amazing. Do you feel like there will be, with discipleship within, do you see a place for highlighting different individuals that you brought them in, you watch them grow, and they'll come back and like featuring them? You say you do a little bit of interviewing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have, again, we have a spiritual growth and development
Yeah, tell me about that
wing,
track.
if you will. Yeah, so the Bible studies, again, with the worship, we're trying to do some more Bible studies and get more people engaged. And really, with COVID, the community has been reluctant to come, but we're looking forward to that changing. And we have a prayer night here every other Monday night, and then we do every other Tuesday night, we do a community prayer walk. And we're just walking through the community and praying with the people and for the people, and getting them engaged. But yeah, we have several individuals that, particularly with Living Room Women's Center upstairs, that come on a consistent basis. And we actually had a baptism here probably a couple of months ago. Yeah, Pam Skelton, who's the director, she came into my office, and she said, "Hey, we have somebody that wants to be baptized. Is that okay?" And
Can we do that?
Where can we do that? And it's like, I thought back to when I was younger, and my mom would throw me on top of the counter and
Wash your hair.
wash the hair. I thought, hey, if that's what we need to do, we've got a
that.
big enough kitchen. We'll do that. And sure enough, yeah, it was a young lady that had been struggling with some things and just really realized and recognized that I need to get baptized. And I said, yeah, go for it.
What's so neat about the baptism in the water, and that your head gets submerged. I just recently was listening to a teaching about that, and it's the cleansing of your mind to renew it in Christ. And so beautiful that that's available for people to be submerged in His presence, and then that public, profession of who Christ is, and then walk forward. That makes it all worth it, right?
It does. It does. And again, today we just had an exciting thing that happened. We had, as I was talking about, our Monday evening meal, and before COVID, we probably had 12 to 15 that were coming on a regular basis, and we would have some music, we'd have a short message, and again, just fellowship. And there were three sisters, three young girls that were coming, and then with COVID and with winter, and they stopped. And just today, they happened to see me as I walked outside, and they'd seen it, and they come to the door and said, "Hey, are you still doing the Monday night meals?" And I said, "Certainly." And so they headed upstairs and enjoyed some pizza, and we're just trying to engage the community, show them the love of Christ, and pray with them, and just show them that we care not only about their spiritual needs, but their physical needs as well.
So I think we covered 2 of the tracks.
Yes.
Can we go through another one?
Yes. So education.
Okay.
Education, so we partner with Metro High School here in town, and we also do some free ACT prep, those types of things, some tutoring. Some of the young ladies come over to the Women's Center, so teachers are bringing them over to the
nice.
Women's Center to do some cooking classes and just other life skills things, bringing them over for that. We're also in the throes of developing some more technical stuff with computers and things like that we want to engage
A little computer
students
lab.
with. Engage students with. And so that's the education piece and life skills, not only for children but for adults as well. And that one. And then recreation, we have just nights, game nights, and just some of the fellowship nights. We'll be having a block party later on this summer, and then perhaps partnering with Jane Boyd and some other groups to do some designed and program athletics in sports. And then, as I say, that the community one where we're reaching out, business, working with organizations such as the young gentleman that I said was kind of starting up. And my background is coaching and that with regards to businesses and leaders, and so I'm working with some nonprofits to help them develop, doing some strategic planning and different things with them to help them get going. And then we have our spiritual growth and development track as well. So we have a lot of volunteer needs. We're now at that point where, before we're saying, hey, we have a lot of volunteer needs, or we know we're going to, not exactly sure what they are, but this is the area. Now we're finally getting to that point where we're
now that you have all the structure in place.
Yeah, getting the programs and things in place, and now we can say, hey, we've got a need right
so
here.
So is there a strategic place that people could go to see what the needs of volunteering might be, like food prep on a Monday night, or?
Yes, they can go to the Rock Center website, which is therockcenter.org, and they can express their interest and also see some of the needs and things that are going on there. Yeah,
that's really amazing. And then, as far as have you guys gotten into fundraising? You're so new, but have you gotten into fundraising?
We're working on that. So that has been one of the challenges for us right now. New City has really blessed us. They're our primary funder right now, but we're recognizing too that we need to go far beyond that to do all of what we want to do. So we're open to suggestions and learning as to how to best proceed with fundraising, and as I said, we have limited time to be able to carry those things. And I have a full-time job working for Iowa State, and so it's just a matter of how do we accomplish all of those things. So
interns, come please.
yes.
Right.
Yes. I'll pull a hold of my little interns. Apply here.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, what a pleasure. We have a little while more to discuss things.
Yeah.
You're a quick talker.
Well, it's just I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it, and when I get the opportunity to really, and I start thinking about all of the things that
all
we're
those
doing
gears
here.
that are working
it's all the gears, and what's
simultaneously.
just a blessing is that the Lord is fitting together again, just even with the different groups that we have here, with Youth for Christ and City Life and the ladies group upstairs and some of the other things that we're going to have going on here. All of them can assist one another.
Shift to assist.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we want. So one of the things that we're planning pretty soon is just a kind of a workshop of all the groups that are here, and just having a discussion. Hey, this is what we do, and this is where we need help, and just really
like a little fair.
Yeah, but with just the groups that are here to really just have internally we discuss how we can serve one another, so that everybody knows what's happening and where to turn. And I've had individuals call me up. One young lady was struggling with some things and wanted to be involved in some different things here, but she recognized she needed to take a step back and just kind of reevaluate where she was at with the Lord. And so I said, hey, Pam, I called her upstairs with living room and said, hey, would you have a conversation with her and develop a relationship with her? And sure enough, she reached out and just those types of things, because it wouldn't have been my place to have that conversation with her, and it was a great resource.
So as being you mentioned you were ordained chaplain.
Yeah.
Yes. So can we talk about discipleship from how you've seen that in your life as people have sown into you, and then how you've been able to watch other people step up to the plate and sow into others.
Yeah.
So like for Youth for Christ, there's definitely a mentorship going on there. So just explain the importance and the richness of healthy discipleship in a community.
Yeah, and I appreciate you bringing that up. Historically, I was involved with an organization that did not have a strong mentorship program, and was involved with them for several years, to the extent the mentorship or the lack thereof was causing the fellowship to truly just die on the vine, because there was no passing on what the Lord had instilled, and growth opportunities and things like that. And then we had the opportunity and the blessing to become involved with New City, and it was completely the opposite, in the sense that the leadership, took the position of, hey, all 7 of us elders, not a one of us has more authority than the other, and we want each and every one to grow and have opportunities to grow, and so not just saying that, but truly
believing it in your heart and living it out.
And demonstrating that and allowing for that. So that was again, being in the business world that I am still in, and seeing the value of mentorship and the need of it. That was very pleasing to me, and to see that real world, not in the corporate world, but in the spiritual world, actually being played out, and seeing the fruit of it. And that certainly is our desire and our intent here. We want mentors. So working with Youth for Christ and City Life, we're looking for those individuals that will come alongside Tanya Marie, who's the director of that, come alongside her and help mentor the children. We're looking for mentors to help with the students from Metro, and to come alongside, and not just to, hey, the book learning, but hey, come alongside me as I go out, or as I do this. That's truly
relational.
And that's truly where the mentorship comes in. As we say with leadership, leadership is caught, not taught. And it's only through having a good mentor, someone that feeds into your life and allows you to come into theirs. As we say, warts and all, to be able to see, right, the good, the bad, the indifferent, because that's reality. The
good, the bad, the indifferent. Do you feel like this is a safe place for people to come who are messy?
Yes.
And that you're not expecting them just to be clean.
Yeah.
That we're committed to watching a community be transformed.
Right.
One life at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when they come through these doors and we touch them through the different services, then they go home and they have a new framework, template to work within that carries it forward, playing it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to renew our city by offering opportunities for individuals to have a new life, a new hope, and a new future.
Amen.
That's our intent. So we don't expect individuals to come all cleaned up and coming in needs of service, or even being willing to help. Now, for those that are leading and things like that, we want them to have that birth in Christ and that spiritual foundation. But hey, we are here to serve and just really enjoy the opportunity of being able to sow into people's lives.
That is so amazing. And these prayer walks,
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll end it giving a little story on the prayer walks. And can you tell me what it has been like, the experience of the different, it's different, what do I want to say, the word that I'm missing here, experiences with just different people, different cultural contexts, different how you were raised. It's just very flavorful as you're going up and down the streets with the history of the historic district and the foundation of being integrated and loving. Tell me about the walks and the kinds of prayers, and then have you seen any fruit? Do you see neighbors who are coming out like, oh, here they come?
Yes, yeah, we have. To that, we have had individuals coming out as we've been doing it for just about a month now, and people know that it's on every other Tuesday night, and so they are looking forward to that, and so the numbers vary as to how many actually come, and then we just simply walk through the neighborhood and praying for, and then if we see somebody out, we may ask, hey, can we just introduce ourselves and ask if we can pray for them for any specific needs. And there's hesitancy at first, but when we first got started, but it's something also that Oak Hill Jackson had done, the church had done before as well, and so it's not completely
strange
and foreign to them. But the community is still, even for those that live in the community but that weren't attending Oak Hill Jackson, when Oak Hill Jackson left, they were still going, what happened? And so now we're back in a fashion. They're still kind of going, okay, what's happening?
What's this about?
What's this about? What's happening? But again, as we begin to sow in the community and get them engaged in discussion as to, hey, what's the community need? Where can we help? What are the strengths? Again, how can we get you engaged? We feel that that's going to break down more of the barriers, and so we just continue again to have prayer on Monday nights, specifically for the community in the center, and then the prayer walks as well.
Have you had people from the community come in to join in worship?
Yes, we have. Yeah. Yep, in our monthly worship, we have had individuals coming in, and are just pleased to have it back.
Yeah, that's so neat. And the different churches that come. So there's a rotation, and there's different flavors.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, that's so nice. What are your last thoughts that you'd like to make a plea to the audience of?
Oh, wow.
To get involved, where can they give donations? Is that off your
Yes, yeah, right
page?
at the website. Yeah, www.therockcenter.org. They can go out there. They can reach out to find out how they can help, how they can donate, whether it be, again, time, financial resources. We're collecting some items for Youth for Christ and the City Life group. Some sports equipment and computers and different things for them as well. So, yeah, we
you don't take all donations though, but
no, we're not a clothing drop off or anything like that. We are in the process of developing a food pantry, but what we want that to be too is more so for the individuals that are participating in the various programs that we have here, and
support them.
To support them, and as they're beginning to engage here.
Well, I am so I didn't know what the building was all about because I only was on the outside.
Yeah.
And because of the derecho was such a giant thing that happened through the town.